Good morning, I'm Christy and this is Mamie Grace Designs. I hope you liked those little pictures of spring. We are gonna hit the 80s this week, mid 80s here in Little Rock. And so spring is definitely here. We will still probably get a few cold days between now and April 15th. Like you can't guarantee to plant your spring stuff before April 15th because we could have a freeze, but, and we typically do. So I am thinking summer tops already. I'm having a hard time with like this folk rabbit sweater that I have on because it's warmer than what I want to wear right now. So I'm gonna talk about this first. This is a sweater that I'm testing for Briana Arlene. Stand up, hopefully I'm not too close. I showed a video on Instagram and I'd had bubbles in this part, and you know what, since I blocked it a second time, my bubbles are gone. I'm so happy about that because I'm loving this sweater. Obviously I've got tied off for my sleeves, but the fit is great. Let's see, I'm using a size 5 needle on the body. The pattern called for 6, but to get gauge, well, I didn't exactly get gauge. Gauge was 20 stitches and 26 rows. I got 21 stitches and 31 rows. So I'm making adjustments. It is Pearl Soho linen quill held double. I don't love the feel of this yarn when I'm knitting with it. I talked about this before, I think. So many people love linen quill, and maybe I'm gonna love it when I wear it, but the knitting with it, I don't love. At least held double. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if it was single. I don't know. I'll definitely give it another chance because so many people have raved about it. It is much softer after blocking, thankfully. And also I've made mine maybe a little short. There's a cropped version and a full length version, and I'm kind of in between the two right now. And with the skirt that I have on, it's a very high-waisted skirt. That's no problem. How's it gonna be with my jeans? I don't know. So the thought of taking the hem out is daunting because I did Italian bind off or sewn bind off. So I'm hoping it is okay length because I really don't want to have to pull that out. I can't decide on my sleeve length. You know, we're so warm here already that I feel like if I was going to wear it this spring, I might like short sleeves. You know, maybe right above the elbow, but and I have so many sweaters that are 3/4 length that I kind of hate. I'm like, okay, I need to break my 3/4 length cycle. But if I do it full length, am I really going to wear this spring? Of course, does that matter? I mean, if I'm looking long-term life picture, does it matter if I don't get to wear it immediately when I make it? I don't know. I might do one sleeve short, one sleeve long and see, excuse me, how I like it. So I will be working on this. But my very first priority is getting this blanket done. This is what I call Oliver's baby blanket. And I don't know the best way to show you this. It's kind of a leaf motif. And I need to have it done by the end of this week. I'm close. You know, I told you I do car seat blankies. So hopefully you can see all of that. I have this much to go. That's quite a bit to do in a week, I think. I'm working on nothing but this blanket right now. This is Malabrigo Ultimate Sock in the color Pascal. I'm using a size 4 needle. It feels great, and it's pretty easy care for moms, you know, new moms. Excuse me. So this is my first priority right now. As soon as I finish this, I will work on my folk rabbit sweater. When I finish my folk rabbit sweater, I will be working on my high falls sweater test, which I have not gotten very far. And I think I made a mistake. So the last time I worked on this, I messaged Andrea Gahn, the designer, and yeah, we both think I made a mistake. So I've got to go backwards from where I am, which I don't even know. I think I have it tied off. I don't know where I am. I haven't given it much thought in a couple weeks. I am using the yarn she used, which is Durorum Natura Candide. and I love the color. Don't know if I love the yarn. It is, it's all in French or some other language. 70% lina, maybe that's linen, and 28% cotton and 2% recycled something. So it breaks super easily. It hasn't broken while I'm knitting, but like if you want to break your yarn, it's super easy. I swatched with Sandra Sunday, and I loved that swatch. But I'd ordered this yarn, and so when it came in, I thought, okay, I'm going to use it. That's what the designer used. I'll just go ahead and use it. And I do love the color. I know I will wear it. And this is linen, so it'll be comfortable for Arkansas summer. So this is great. But man, the Sandra Sunday just was, or is it Lena? No, I think it was Lena. Sorry, it was Lena. It just swatched beautifully, and I can't wait to work with that. I think I'm gonna make a Rhoda top with the Lena. Okay, so when I finish with, let me get my computer back up. When I finish with Oliver's blanket, and then I finish with my folk rabbit sweater, I'll be working on my high falls test. And at the same time, I am working on this Darcy baby romper, which I haven't gotten very far. This is just the bottom part. Like this is where it would button between the baby's legs right here. I don't know if you can tell. And this is by Sandra. Her name is Sandra, and she lives in Portugal. And her company is Occassionally e bagh. Occassionally e bagh. I'm sure I didn't say that right. But I asked her, and she said it just doesn't really translate. I think it's like an endearment. It's something sweet. So here's kind of the finished product. And I'm doing mine in this silver, which I hope I have enough yarn. Oh, I wanted to show you my little handmade bag. I made this little bag. I've got an outside pocket here, which fits my phone perfectly. It's a drawstring. And so I just tie it off. And then it did not come with, but I added a handle for carrying it. And this is the smaller size. There is one size smaller. This is the original one I made, and it's much larger, and it's got 6 pockets on the inside, 3 pockets on each side, which I felt was too much. I could never find which pocket I put anything in. And also, you know, it's got the drawstring, but there was no handle. And I was like, I don't really like carrying it by the drawstring. So I've added the handle in this one. I put one outside pocket where I can find everything. And this has my storing away sweater stuff in it because it's nice and big and it holds a sweater's quantity. And then this is much easier to carry and smaller for this little baby project. So I'm loving my little handmade bags. I'm thinking about maybe selling them. Not sure. Oh, I was going to talk about this little shrug. Okay. I've actually never worn this shrug. During COVID, I went on a trip to Boston, a trip with a girlfriend, a group of girlfriends. In between, I was there for 2 trips. Oh, I went with my husband for something. I can't remember. Scott and I went to Rockport, Massachusetts. This is what it was. And then I had like 3 days in between a girls' trip to Rockport. It's my friend has a house up there. So, that 3 days, I just stayed in Boston. I thought, why am I going to fly home, turn around, fly back? So I just stayed in Boston and I did my own yarn crawl. And one of the yarn shops I went to was called Third Ball. And I don't think they're still in business. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they're not. And they, you know, it was COVID, so everything was pretty shut down. I didn't really get to go in and see a whole lot. No, that was pre-COVID. No, was that COVID? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember. But I did an online class with that Third Ball and made this little shrug. It's got all these little loops. I thought it was super cute. Has fringe. My husband was like, what is that? He did not like it. He did not think it was cute at all. I thought it would be cute over like just a white button down with some jeans. I've never actually worn it. I do think it's cute. It's I think like a super bulky yarn. It was a fun knit, real easy. And I don't know if I'm even going to keep it. It might go to Goodwill, or I might just frog it. But what am I going to make with that yarn? I don't know. Anyway, thought I'd share it with you. Maybe somebody out there will be inspired and tell me a great way to wear it and make me want to wear it. Okay, I think that's it for today. It's a very short episode. I've got a couple of different things. Hang on, I'll show you this real quick. I follow another knitting pod, Lena, who is in Boulder, who I love listening to her talk. And she made the Polka Dot Cardi by Midori Hirose. And she used this Coast or Cos, I don't know how you say it. I say Coast. She used this Coast yarn from Sandra. So I ordered it, and I think it would be super fun to make that Polka Dot Cardi. However, I'm also using a lavender and orange, holding it together, marled, making the Polka Dot Cardi. Let me just show you. Hang on. Okay, so I'm also holding this. I swatched, and my gauge was too big, so I've got to size up on my needle and swatch again. But believe it or not, I mean, I would call this an unlikely pairing, and I actually love the color it came up with. I bought some shorts that have these colors, and that was the motivation or the inspiration to make this polka dot cardi with this yarn so I can wear it with that sweater. But I also have this that not sure what I might do with it, because Lena loves her cardi that's made in it. So maybe I'll find a different pattern, or maybe I'll make another polka dot cardi. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna make this one first because I have the shorts to go with it. And this is just kind of calling my name. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's exciting. I like that it's so lightweight, so you can make a kind of a bigger piece, but it won't be heavy. So anyway, short episode. And oh, nope, don't have it on. I'll have to show you another time. I got a new necklace from Meg Made It yesterday. Picked it up yesterday. It's got a little silver fun star that's kind of a off-kilter looking star with some clear beads. I posted a picture on Instagram. I love it. That Meg, she makes some good jewelry. She's got great taste. She just posts them and I'm like, let me buy them. But it was $40. I mean, it's a cute necklace for $40. Her prices are so great. Okay. Sorry, I keep saying okay, and I'm going to end and I keep talking. You have a great day. Thanks for joining me. One little addendum. I just have to share. This will be my oh by the way segment. I went to National Yarn Fest, did an episode all about that, and in the process of going and meeting other people, I discovered the Knitting Posse, their podcast or YouTube channel, whatever, and I love them. And if I had not gone and met friends of friends kind of thing, I wouldn't even know about them. I don't know why it doesn't pull up and share with me. Whatever that YouTube algorithm is, it's not very accurate, because I love them and I wish I'd found them a lot sooner. I'm just telling you so you can find them too. They are the Knitting Posse, Posse. I'll share the link on YouTube. They're so funny. It's 3 ladies. They live in Connecticut, I believe. Haven't figured out exactly where they live. And they're very real, and I love the things they make. They use probably a little more conservative palette maybe than I do, or I like a little bit more bright colors maybe than they do. But I love all the sweaters they make. In fact, the one that Laura shared this last episode was a bright white solid. Loved it. Put it in my queue immediately for next fall. So just wanted to share that with you. They are 3 fun ladies to spend your morning with. They really start my day off right. They did say they got a complaint at Nash Yarn Fest. A lady walked up, she says, I have a complaint. And they were like, oh, you know, your mind can go to the worst places on that. And the lady goes, y'all don't make enough episodes. You need to broadcast more, please. And they were like, oh, okay, we can deal with that. So anyway, I hope you will love them as much as I'm loving them. Okay, take care. Okay, hey, I have not finished, I haven't put together my video yet, so I'm actually doing some updates on my projects, and then about to do a bunch of editing. So I'm feeling like I'm getting so much accomplished right now. We're having terrible weather. It's tornado threats for the next 4 days. Today, school actually got out early. I've never heard of that happening before in Little Rock. Rumor is, don't know if it's true, that Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel is in Little Rock to film, and that's never a good thing. That means they really expect it to be a hotbed of activity, which we do not want. But when you can't do anything else, you can knit, right? We were downstairs. I was downstairs knitting a little bit ago, and I took this video footage that I'm going to share where I'm standing out on the porch and it's thundering super loud and raining really hard, and the camera lightens it up and it looks as dark as it was. It never looks as intense on the video as it really is. And came back inside, sat down for about 5 minutes, and lightning either hit our house or hit right next to our house, but it was so much so that my ears popped, I screamed, and the modem for our house is fried. So there's no more TV watching tonight, but I do have my phone. And like I said, I'm gonna make a little video, edit, and do some knitting. And I'm learning to play Mahjong. I'm gonna practice Mahjong. But I want to show you my finished Oliver blanket. So I have it spread out. Let's see if I can zoom in. I'm really tickled with how it looks. I hope that Diane is going to love it, the woman that asked me to make it. It feels really good. The trim I used is Shibui, you know, something that they don't make anymore. And okay, so I like to fold them up and then wrap a big ribbon around them. Let's see. Yeah, let me work on that some more. I've done better jobs than that. Let me try it this way. Okay, that's my blanket all wrapped up with a bow. I'll present it to Diane when she gets back. So Diane is out of town until Monday. So this weekend I'm going to Tulsa. I have a friend that we like to make note cards together, and I've got a whole craft room full of stuff to make note cards that I used to do a lot of, but then knitting became my #1 passion. And so I only make cards anymore when I get together with Debbie. And so we will work. I'll leave here Friday morning, assuming the weather's good. It is all weather dependent on what time I leave. And we will work Friday from noon until Sunday morning and just make cards. I will be making a bunch of baby cards. Hey, leave that alone. Leave it. Hank thinks that baby blanket smells good. And because I have so many baby blankets to make in the next couple months. And birthday cards, always need birthday cards. I always try to make a couple of sympathy cards. Hope I don't need those, but good to have on hand. And then I'll make a bunch of cards that just don't have a sentiment on it all. And when I want to use them, I can just grab it and put a sentiment on it. Like congrats or whatever. And I will make a card that kind of coordinates with this blanket. I'm considering making a little baby hat to go with it out of that trim color and maybe putting a little bit of the green, like a one stripe on it with a little knotted thing on it. Not a bow. I'd put a bow if it was a little girl, but if it's a boy, I might just do a little tied knot. Considering, haven't committed to it for sure yet. I love this together, but I kept trying to get gauge. I was going to do it on the Midori Hirose's cardigan. I think I did talk about that. I could not get gauge, and I kept having to go up on needle size, and then it was just so flimsy. I thought this isn't going to hold its shape. This isn't how it's meant to be. I added another yarn in, and that did make it thicker, but I still didn't get gauge. So I thought, scrap the Polka Dot Cardi. I actually got some Sandra Coast that I could use with that and try to do that with. But I just looked for another pattern, and I think I'm going to go with this LeKnit pattern, the Siri Cardigan. It has a little bit of cabling and then a whole lot of, is that moss stitch? Yeah, moss stitch. The back is all moss stitch. There's a cable on both arms and then a couple cables down the front, and that's it. And I think that will be pretty. And I just have to put these colors together. I love them so much. And it feels so good. This yarn feels fabulous. So, I have finished Oliver's sweater, and then I showed you my folk rabbit sweater. I have decided I am doing short sleeves. Briana said that that's fine. So I did the cable kind of a detail on the sleeve, stopped here, and now it's soaking. Before I cast off, I want to try it back on and make sure it's the right length, that I like it. Unfortunately, the length on the bottom, I am gonna have to, I did a sewn bind off, Italian bind off, and dadgum, that's gonna take a while to take out. Anyway, I'm gonna take that out and add on to probably 2 inches on the bottom would make me feel the most comfortable. But then that will be done. And that's supposed to be done by Friday, but she has extended our deadline by an extra week, so I'm not gonna stress about it. I am taking no knitting with me this weekend. I'm just gonna make cards. My husband said, are you capable of that? We'll see. I think I am. Okay, that's all for my update. I might sit here and knit just a little bit on my LeKnit new project that I really should be working on, my High Falls pullover. That's another test knit, but just for this evening, I'm gonna work a little bit on this one before I do everything else that I told you about. Okay.